What up, YouTube? Welcome back to Wild Arms. Where we last left off, we entered this book called the De La Metallica. It was at the sealed library way back in, like, Cecilia's story. And it contains the Illusion Guardian, a guardian that we absolutely need to restore Rudy's arm. So we're going to continue on with the crazy puzzles that are here. What's this? Knowledge is the treasure. You must engrave this into your heart if you seek the other side of the door. And if you try and go into the door, knowledge and treasure go hand in hand. The door will not open until an understanding is reached. Knowledge and treasure. So remember that. So we have to go up here first for the clue to this. Well, the first part of this puzzle anyway. You need to do this, so you know. The pages turn automatically to a sentence. Closed minds will lead Filgaia to its doom. This one. The ills have gone to another world. For 1,000 years, people have torn apart the land looking for the future they've lost. A foolish woman opened the box and all the desires of the world were released. This is human nature in its purest form. What do you search for with those closed eyes? This is Filgaia, a dying world. Now, Now remember these. Remember, the first and last one talked about Filgaia being a dying world. The second one just said the eel's gone to the world. And this one just mentioned human life in its purest form by, like, opening up, like, a box, releasing, disaster. And this one just talked about, actually, what did it talk about? 1,000 years people torn apart the world looking for the future they've lost. Now remember that order of books, because that's going to be important. And once again here, because the De La Metallica is a returning dungeon, there are these enemies called the jack-o'-lantern type things. They're these little purplish blob things with pumpkins inside of them. Excuse me. So, if you keep fighting them, they'll actually drop magic carrots for you, and those are really good items to have. Now, these chests, they actually correspond to the books we just read in those bookcases. Now, the answer to the door, you actually have to open the correct number of chests that, correspond to what we're seeking. So, knowledge and treasure were the key. The first and last just talked about, Filgaia being a dying world, as I said. The second one just ills. And these two, based on process of elimination, had more to say about, symbolism and all that. So these are the answers. I actually did have to look this up myself. I didn't understand. But now I do. That's the best explanation I could think of. I did have to look it up, though, once again, just so I was right. So once you open those chests, go to the door and press X. It's true. Knowledge is the real treasure. It can help people as well as confuse them. Now, I'm actually going to cut for a bit. I want to actually run into an enemy that's very important here. So, these are the enemies. It's called the Necronomic, but it's actually supposed to be called the Necronomicon. Basically, in real life, it's supposed to be based upon this, book of... it's kind of a demonic book, I believe. Whew, Jack. Oh, jeez. But you don't want to kill it. Now, this is a very confusing type of thing. I have to look this up, too. When we played, my brother actually, looked it up. See, this enemy actually drops an item, but it's an item that you can only get by not stealing. You can't steal from it. So what you have to do is, see, the prison spell... See, I've explained this before, but I had it all wrong. See, prison is just a spell that when you use it against an enemy, the enemy will instantly die on your next attack, no matter the attack. But, you see, I actually have a item here. If you recall the bone that we received at Saint Centaur, I mentioned a move way back. It was actually called the Lucky Shot. Now, I had to look this up, too. Lucky Shot is a spell where you can get it yourself, but it costs a lot of MP. If you use it, and it helps you, it does minimal damage, but when you use it, and it kills an enemy, the enemy will drop an item. Now, so Bone is actually able to cast a free Lucky Shot spell. However, against a Necronomic, it'll do 0 damage. So what we're going to do, you have to imprison this thing, then you use the Lucky Shot. Yeah, so this is what the bone is for. You have to Mystic it to release Lucky Shot attack. And because it's in a prison, it'll automatically die. And since Lucky Shot's supposed to make them drop an item, the Necronomicon. There it is. And finally, the game actually has these kind of secret things. And plus, it's like, this is... oh, wow. I paused it just in time. Look at that. Just in time when I was reappearing from the invisible spell. Look at that. It's pretty silly. I'm getting off track. Anyway, so, look at that stat boost to our sorcery. We definitely want that. Very nice. Yeah, that's what I wanted to show. Yeah, so, I don't know if the Lucky Shot is actually good for anything else. Maybe against other enemies, they'll drop, like, other spells, but I have to look that up just to see the different types. I've never actually done it myself, personally. I should, actually. And if you recall in the last part where you saw these books, of all these elements, dwelling in the soul, defeat the enemy. Now remember, don't look around each area for these books so you don't miss them, because sometimes they'll enter a point of no return. Song of Lightning. Now remember, once again, the Necronomicons are only available here, so, you know, you couldn't miss it, and of course I did, because really the spells were kind of used, and at this point it's kind of random, really random. The Song of Nothingness. It's kind of a weird element. The Song of Illusion. Dwells in the sword. Blah, blah, blah. And finally, Song of the Sacred. And once you've gathered all 7 books... I'm still invisible, but Jack's supposed to be here. And it's funny, Cecile's supposed to be transparent, but once you gather the next book, Jack actually is supposed to be more, lighter. So, I should adapt these characteristics into an attack. I'm gonna give it a try. There must be a bunch of different characteristics. Unfortunately we don't get to see. Oh well. Yep, so Jack gets a new fast draw. Hint from Magic Book. Oh, you mean books? Yeah. So again, and of course, because of the jack-o'-lantern that I talked about, you know, you could grind here for magic carrots if you want. It's a good place. And you know, back in the photosphere, we also saw those jack-o'-lanterns there, so you could have done it there too. Now, this puzzle. Honestly, I don't understand it, so I had to look up the answer. But let's read it anyway. If you can find out the answer based on these tablets, I think it's just trial and error, honestly. I seek knowledge as guardian of the secret ways, uninvited one. Go to the left or to the right, for we shall not meet. But the answer is actually left for this door. The might of the demons is determined by the strength of their machines. So why does man follow the ways of the demons? Will the path to the left lead to the horns, or will the path to the right lead to man? Choose the path you believe in. I should be right then regardless, but the answer is the right. I mean, that makes sense, I guess, you know, the right of man against horns. Visitors to Book of De La Metallica. What do you seek in this foreign world? The one who left here shall receive the power of death. The one who turns right here shall receive the power of life. We already have the life guardian. I mean, I guess you would assume, you know, life, but I thought it was a trick question or something, because, I don't know, I thought illusion, and I don't know. The answer is actually the right. And finally, Guardian Blade. Who is this that possesses unworthy powers? To forge a future for the world, choose the left door. To take the future from the world, choose the right door. That is left. And random battle. Just 3 Necronomics. People always speak of justice while using power to enforce it. What then is the meaning of justice? If you want justice as power, take the right door. If you want power as justice, take the left door. And I believe that the final answer is left. Oh. I think I made a mistake, but hang on, let's try again. Okay, so here I believe is where my mistake. You actually hit the right door. To take the future from the world, take the right door. And then it's left. Wow, this is embarrassing. Hang on. So let's try the right door, actually, for the last one. Huh. I guess I don't have that great of a memory. I'm sorry, guys. I guess I forgot. Okay, guys, enough of me being an idiot. This is the answer. So, the first door left. The We Shall Not Meet one is left. Now, the second one, it's right. Then, the Metallica, it's also right. Then left. And finally, right. And there it is. We can't go back. And we're almost done. All we have to do now is just be straightforward here. Just go around this curves or whatever. Remember, if you want to grind against the jack-o'-lantern enemies or anything, you know, for magic carrots, do it. This is kind of silly with me being invisible, but whatever. This is the realm of the forbidden knowledge. Look at this guy, Durus Drum. I am the keeper of all the knowledge stored here. Humans, you have successfully overcome the labyrinth. And if you look carefully, that's a pentagram on the ground, like in the circle. Jeez. You have earned the right to possess the secret power of illusion. Just remember, the power is a vehicle, not a driver. You know, I shouldn't be... I mean, pentagrams mean a lot of things, different religion. I just think of it as, whatever. Warrior and the Shaman Princess, take my powers. Have faith in what you do. Yeah, thanks. Look at that big old ruin. The Hades Rune. It's kind of funny because we already have the power of death. I believe that thing... Well, that thing's name isn't Hades now, is it, though? And, as I said... You can never go back. So, let's cut now. So, take one look at Korean Abbey. We probably will never come back to this place again. Well, there's no reason to, so, you know, take one last look. But, you know, let's, really quick, let me just heal up. Phaser Zap. That is our new fast draw. It looks, interesting. All attribute attack on enemies. So I guess in a sense, it's kind of like Rainbow. Again, I haven't really found any use for it, but maybe I will, actually, more now. You know, if I can get... It does a lot of damage, actually. Probably against certain enemies, though. I guess enemies that have, like, magic defense, though, it won't work nearly as well. So you have to be careful. Anyway, let's go now. Rudy can't wait. Let's go get Rudy's arm back. Now, real quick, if Cecilia's low on HP, I actually recommend her getting to at least this level 33. She can go higher if you want, and also make sure she's got some of those advanced spells. Specifically with Saint, you know, slow down, arm down, and shield and stuff, and make sure you're equipped with, like, magic and stuff. There's actually going to be something coming up, and she's going to be extremely important to have around. And plus, that Necronomicon that we have now will definitely come in handy with it, too, as well. So we're back to this world map. Savor it. Because, you know, it'll probably be the last, you know, time in a long... Because there's really no reason to come back here after, you know, we get Rudy back on his feet. You know, if I failed to mention this, I'm going to do it now. There's a little kind of detail. They decided to change the save bird into like a save sloth. I just find that kind of funny. So, speaking of save, let's save right now. Hang on, Rudy. When we return, let's go to Vasim, and let's get this operation underway.